Medieval history is often remembered through kings and wars of conquest between nations. But today, we'll explore a much darker side, the story of a young nun and the day she witnessed brutality that no king could prevent. Your sister Athelflaeda, 25 years old, a nun in the late 8th century. It's a morning in June 793. You wake to the sound of the matins bells ringing from the monastery tower. Sunlight streams through the stained-glass windows, painting the walls in streaks of gold and red. You feel the cold stone floor beneath your bare feet. 20 years. It's been 20 years since your mother brought you here. 20 years since you knelt before that altar and promised, "I belong to Christ, forever." The abbess placed the white veil on your head and said, "You're protected now, child." And you believed her. You're sitting in the scriptorium now, surrounded by the smell of ink and melting wax. Carefully, you form each Latin letter with your quill. Lux in tenebris lucet. Light shines in darkness. Outside, you can hear the waves and seabirds mixing with the wind. Just another peaceful morning, like 1,000 mornings before. Then you hear it. A shriek from somewhere far off. The sound of impact. Wood splintering, then screaming. You run to the window, and that's when you see it. Blood, spreading across the monastery courtyard. Brother Thomas collapses, his neck nearly severed. Standing beside him is a tall man with wild blonde hair, holding a blood-soaked axe. Dragon tattoos spiral up his arms. Vikings. You'd heard your mother talk about them, men from the north who don't know God. But she'd always said, "You'll be safe in the monastery, child. God will protect you there." What you don't know is that the white veil on your head, the one that marks you as a bride of Christ, isn't protection. It's a target. It tells them exactly what you are, the most sacred prize they could take. You hear heavy footsteps, getting closer. The stairs creak. They find you. Before I tell you what happened to Sister Athelflaeda next, the story the church refused to write down because it was too horrifying, hit that subscribe button, because this is the truth that's been buried in silence for over 1,000 years. And you need to hear it. 20 years ago, when my mother asked me, "Do you want to enter the monastery?" I nodded yes, because I wanted freedom. My mother lived in fear every single day. Fear of my father when he'd come home drunk and beat her. I didn't want that life. I didn't want to be married off to some aging lord. When Sister Margaret visited our estate, she told me something I'd never forget. In the monastery, you won't belong to anyone. You'll learn to read, to write. You'll belong to yourself. That's what I wanted. A life where my body wasn't something to be bought and sold. Where knowledge was a gift from God, not a sin. And I was happy. For 20 years, I was genuinely happy. I learned Latin, I copied manuscripts, I sang hymns, I illuminated texts with gold ink. I thought I was protected. I really did. Until the morning of June 8th, 793, when light turned to blood.
The scriptorium door explodes inward. 2 men burst through, reeking of blood and metal. They look at me and smile. I hold up my cross. "I'm a bride of Christ. You can't—" He doesn't understand a word I'm saying, but he understands fear. He grabs the cross, rips it from my neck, and crushes it under his boot. Then he pulls me roughly by the arm, just fists it, and starts dragging me, forces me forward. I'm dragged through the corridor, past injured people lying on the floor. In the courtyard, fire, bodies, screaming, laughing. Sister Quinhild, only 16 years old, is being held by 2 of them. They pull at her robe. Her cries echo with unbearable pain. Then they turn to me. My robe is torn. The veil, my shield, falls to the ground. My hair, which no one's seen since I was 18, spills out into the sunlight. I'm left exposed and helpless, surrounded by 20 men. They laugh. They speak in that harsh language of theirs. And that's when I understand. God isn't here. They bind my hands and drive us, 9 nuns, toward the beach. Behind us, Lindisfarne Monastery burns red against the sky. We're thrown into the ship's hold, dark, reeking. 4 days, no water, no light, no prayer. Every night torchlight flickers. They come down, they choose someone. The first night they choose Margaret. Her screams pierce through the wooden deck. When they throw her back down, she just whispers, "God doesn't want me anymore." The second night, they choose Quinhild. The third night, they choose me. I beg for only one thing: please don't let me survive this. But God is silent.
When the ship reaches Denmark, they drag us out before the crowd. Laughter, curses, stones thrown. They herd us to a market, stuff us into cages. No more scriptures, no more light, just the smell of bodies and urine. A fat man comes over, inspecting each of us. When he gets to me, he turns my hands over, opens my mouth, squeezes my arms, then says something that makes the whole market laugh. My price, 12 goats and 1 cow. I, who had copied 8 books of Psalms, am worth livestock. My new owner is a middle-aged Dane with a scar running from his eye to his jaw. He takes me to his farm. I lived there for 4 years. I won't tell you the details of those nights. I'll just say I begged for death more than once and was denied every time. 2 years in, I give birth to a daughter. Blonde hair like him, brown eyes like me. I love her, and I hate myself for loving her. When his wife takes the baby away and says, "Slaves don't get to raise children," I don't fight back, because she's right. I'm not a mother anymore. I'm just a thing.
4 years later, a man from England arrives, Brother William. When I hear him speaking my language, something in my chest breaks. He says, "Your family sent ransom money. You're free." I don't feel anything. Not relief, not joy, nothing. Maybe because the part of me that could still feel things died a long time ago. On the journey back, he avoids my eyes. I can see it. He pities me, but he's also afraid of me. Lindisfarne Monastery has been rebuilt, smaller now, fewer people. The new abbot receives me in silence. "We're glad you survived," he says, "but you can't stay here. You're no longer a virgin." I took lifelong vows to God. Those vows are broken. It's not your fault, but they're broken. I understand. They look at me like I'm a crack in their faith. I'm proof that God doesn't protect, and they want to forget that. They give me a small house near the monastery and a monthly stipend. I lived there for 15 years, growing vegetables, praying quietly, staying out of sight. The villagers call me the woman who used to be a nun. No one hates me, but no one comes close either. Sometimes I see my daughter. She's 13 now. She speaks Danish, worships Odin. She doesn't know who I am. I stand at a distance and watch, knowing it's better if she never calls me mother. I'm writing this at 42 years old, 19 years since June 8th, 793. I don't ask why God was silent anymore. I just want to leave proof that I existed. History says, in 793, Vikings attacked Lindisfarne. Many died. I'm one of those many. I have a name. I had a childhood, had faith, had a peaceful morning that vanished in fire and blood. Afterward, the church only wrote, unspeakable acts were committed against the brides of Christ. They didn't record the details, because if they did, they'd have to admit God didn't protect us. I've asked myself for 20 years, am I guilty for surviving?
Saints who died protecting their virginity are venerated, while I, who survived, am cast aside. But I lived. I still believe. Part of me is still light, even though it's buried under the black mud of violence. If you're watching this video, please remember, behind every number in the history books is a soul. We weren't just captured, we were erased from memory, silenced. And silence, not swords, is what kills the soul. I don't know if God loves me. Maybe he hates me for surviving, or maybe he's just silent. But I know this: silence is the final enemy of truth. So I write, even though my hands shake, even though it hurts. I am Sister Ethel Fleda. I was once a bride of Christ, and I survived. Please don't forget me.